It's right now the hottest game we will see in a long time. Barcelona and Real Madrid will face off in the 2025 Copa del Rey final. It's the biggest game in Spanish football. And this time, it's not just a league match. This is for a trophy. One game, one winner. And the story of how they got here is just as intense as the final itself. Barcelona had to fight their way past a tough Atletico Madrid side in the semi-finals, going into the second leg after an offensive masterclass, or should we call it a defensive disaster, from both teams in the first leg. Everyone knew this game would be a constant war. And of course, as every game that is played at the Metropolitano, this was of course a war. Atletico played hard. Some might say they played dirty. Tackles flying in, constant pressure, trying to throw Barca off their game. But Barcelona held to their tactics. And in the 27th minute, Ferran Torres scored the only goal of the night. And the defense stood tall under pressure. It wasn't pretty, but it was proof that Hansi Flick's team can grind out a win when they have to. They didn't just play nice football. They showed character, heart, and control. Real Madrid's path was no easier. They played Real Sociedad in a chaotic two-legged tie. It was back and forth, unpredictable, and full of drama. Madrid looked shaky at times, especially in defense, but as always, they found a way. With Rudiger scoring a late tie, which led to them winning 5-4 on aggregate. Not convincing, but enough. And with that, we were set. One more El Clasico in a final. And of course, this isn't the last one of the season. We will see another one in May, which will have a massive impact on the La Liga race. And what a final it's going to be. This isn't just another chapter of Barcelona versus Real Madrid. This could be one for the ages. We've already seen two Clásicos this season, and both were completely one-sided. Barcelona crushed Madrid 4-0 at the Bernabeu in the league. Then they humiliated them again, 5-2 in the Spanish Super Cup final. That's a combined score of 9-2. Total domination, total control. And yet, Real Madrid are still standing. They're still here. No matter what happens, Carlo Ancelotti and his Real Madrid always find a way to see these big games. And as every football fan knows, you can never count them out, especially in a final. Let's talk about how both teams are looking heading into this match. Barcelona, under Hansi Flick, have been flying. They haven't lost a single game in 2025. Not in La Liga, not in Europe, not in the Cup. The last time was against Atletico Madrid in a 2-1 loss in December. Flick has turned this squad into a machine. If they win this final, it'll be his second trophy in his very first season at the club. But more than just results, the football has been exciting. Young stars like Lamine Yamal are taking the spotlight. He's quick, fearless, and can break open games on his own. Despite his young age, we've seen that he isn't scared of the big games, especially against Real Madrid this season, scoring 2 of Barcelona's 9 goals in the 2 El Clásicos. Rafinha might just be in his prime, scoring important goals and working hard every minute. He scored 3 of the 9 goals, showing why he is the favourite for Ballon d'Or. Robert Lewandowski may not be scoring as much as last season, but his experience and movement still make him a threat, scoring a total of 3 goals in the El Clásicos. And then there's the midfield, with Pedri and Gavi controlling the pace and setting the tone. At the back, Ronald Araujo and Jules Koundé have been a wall, and in goal, Szczęsny continues to make saves that seem impossible. This is a complete team, strong in every area of the pitch. Now on the other side, Real Madrid. They've already won 2 trophies this season, the UEFA Super Cup and the Intercontinental Cup. They could make it a 3rd with the Copa del Rey. Not bad for a team that many say hasn't been playing all that well. Carlo Ancelotti's squad is hard to judge. They don't always play great football, and sometimes they struggle to create chances, but they find ways to win. They're still in the Champions League. They're still chasing the La Liga title, and now they're in this final. Their star man this season has been Mbappé. The French attacker has been incredible, scoring almost every time they needed him to. And with him leading from attack, he's quickly become Madrid's most important player despite his horrendous start of the season. Vinicius Jr. hasn't hit his top form every week, but when he's in rhythm, he's almost unplayable. Fede Valverde brings energy and strength. And with Bellingham being in the centre of the pitch, he could be the one to decide if they're going to win this game or not. Defensively, they've had ups and downs. Rudiger and Alaba need to step up. With Courtois still out, Andriy Lunin has had to fill some big shoes. and he's done a decent job. The big difference between these two teams? Form. Barcelona look sharp, organised and confident. Real Madrid look like they're surviving, not dominating. That's why many believe Barca are the clear favourites. Not just slight favourites, clear, strong favourites. When we compare these side by side, it's not only the individual talent that makes the biggest change, it's the coaches. For example, last season Jude Bellingham was almost miles ahead of Pedri, but now it's like Pedri is playing with 10 years more of experience. Who is the main cause of this? Hansi Flick. Don't get me wrong, Carlo Ancelotti is an incredible coach, but this is Hansi Flick's first season, and he has already turned his players into an unstoppable army. But this is where things get interesting, because Real Madrid, especially in finals, have a habit of ignoring the odds. They've won when no one expected it before, and they'll believe they can do it again. History: Madrid won the last two Clásico Copa del Rey finals, in 2011 and 2014. Barcelona may have dominated this season, but Madrid have done it when it mattered most before. There's also drama off the pitch, as usual. Barcelona's financial problems just won't go away. La Liga recently questioned their latest income claims, a €100 million VIP box sale that didn't seem very believable. If it was fake, they wouldn't have been able to register players like Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. But Spain's top sports council stepped in and overruled La Liga, saying those players can be registered, at least until the end of the season. So, more legal chaos. But for now, Barca are cleared to compete at full strength. And just to show how brutal this season has been, look at Atletico Madrid. A few weeks ago, they were fighting on all fronts. Now, out of the Champions League after a painful loss to Madrid, out of the Copa del Rey after losing to Barcelona, and way behind in the league, their season is basically over. That's how intense and unforgiving Spanish football has been this year. So now, it all comes down to this. April 26th, Seville, the Estadio de la Cartuja. 25,000 fans from each side. One game, one trophy, one more epic battle between two giants. Will Barcelona continue their incredible run and give Flick his second trophy? Or will Real Madrid once again prove that when it's a final, they're the team to fear? No one knows for sure how this will end, but what we do know is that this will be an absolute war.